Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me about how you got the role in Elden Ring as Maliketh and Gurranq. Is that how you say it? Gurranq? Gurranq?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Well,
Um,
that was a follow-on from the Demon Soul. I played one called Saint Urbane in the previous
yeah.
game, and this character, well, to be honest, I think part of the reason was there's a voice that I do,
Yeah.
which I developed um, to do an ad over here for cinemas. There's a chain of cinemas over here called Odeon, and years ago they wanted the voice of the guy in America, Thunderthroat guy.
Yeah. Like
That
in a
voice.
world sort of thing.
That voice down there. You know
Whoa.
that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, death. Become my blade once more.
How did you do that?
So they wanted that voice.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
what I did, I copied him. And this guy in America, he's a fascinating story in that he got mumps when he was 13. And he woke up one morning and the mumps, it can make men infertile or impotent or whatever. I can't remember, infertile, I think. But
Yeah.
here, it affected his voice. So he woke up at the age of 13 or 14.
With a voice down there. Can I have some candy, please?
You can imagine.
Wow.
And he was a bit of a freak. He thought he was. He joined the Navy. He then became a sound engineer. And he had his own studio. And one day the voiceover guy didn't turn up. And the client
That's
said,
how he got the gig. You're kidding.
yeah, why don't you do it?
Wow.
And then he started. Of course, he became the voice of all the movie trailers. And he used to, I remember when I was listening to him to sort of try and copy him, he always used to emphasize the smallest word in every sentence. So it would be like,
Sylvester Stallone is...
and then the name of the character. So I did that for Odeon. And then in Elden Ring, there's a bit where he changes into this creature.
Yeah. So can you confirm they're the same person, right? Those two characters?
Yeah. It's a change that happens.
Yeah.
But that voice is the, that voice is the. Yeah, I was just saying about that voice that you create a rod for your own back, because sometimes if you choose to do a voice and then later on they want you to do a part like that again, but bigger.
You then spend the whole day speaking like that.
Well, and you end up...
That would F your throat, no?
Well, exactly. It's hard work.
So how do you balance that? Like, do you take tea? Do you do it just for 30 minutes at a time or what?
Yeah, I mean, that voice is so extreme.
Yeah.
That usually the characters who have that voice
don't talk too much.
Don't have huge amounts to say.
Yeah, no, it's true. It is true. Yeah.
Yeah, which so that works well. But yeah, it's worth bearing in mind, there's a whole Warhammer thing that I do called the Skaven, who are these rats, and I created a voice for them, which is a very high-pitched sort of squeaky thing, which is hard work, and there's a whole book of them. So, but once you've created the voice of these things,
you're stuck.
You're stuck. I mean, because yeah.
So you're shooting yourself in the foot, sort of.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But
Oh,
you've
so,
got to go for these things. You
oh
can't
yeah.
do these things half-heartedly. It's like
Nah.
the screaming and the dying and things. When you record in a computer game, if there are shouts and screams, and when there usually are, they're always recorded at the end, so you can give it everything.
Yeah.
Before, rather than during the session, because you can't hold back. If someone's screaming as they're dying, you can't use voice projection from your diaphragm for that. That's not how people scream when they're dying.
Yeah, right. So walk us through. So was this just a normal audition for Elden Ring? Or was there anything different about the process for you to a typical job?
Elden Ring, Miyazaki, isn't it? His second
Yeah,
name.
Miyazaki. Yep.
Miyazaki was sort of what was different was that he was on like a Zoom call like this, so he was in the room with us, if you like.
Yep.
I mean, usually what happens with the auditions is they have a representative from the company, so there's usually someone over from Japan, but it's
Yep.
not usually him.
Not the director. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was there this time and could direct you during the audition, if you like. So that was great. So you really, you could really, sometimes you're second guessing, even if someone's a very good middleman passing on what Miyazaki might want. It's much better coming from him, and then
Yeah.
you can try and give him what he wants, a direct line, so to speak. And yeah, and I knew the guy who was the English voice director. He was I've worked on lots of games with him.
Yep.
And he was great. And yeah, it's a very friendly atmosphere, actually. It's the voice world generally, computer games, radio, ads, whatever. It's a very friendly atmosphere. Usually people aren't worried about things that they are worried about when they do telly. They're not worried
Less
about
egos.
You what?
Less egos.
Less egos. They're not worried about how they look. They don't have to look their best. They don't have to learn the lines. It's all there on a screen for you. It's all about you just acting the lines. And yeah, there's less ego there. And which means that people behave better, shall we say.
Keep the faith, Dan.